Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Alright, this lesson is going to be about how homosexuality was deemed a mental disorder according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, or the DSM book, um, and by the American Psychiatric Association. Um, and I originally made a video about this, but it's taken down due to Google's deeming of it hate speech. So I'm probably gonna have to come up with a different title, and um, just be careful with my choice of words. But basically, the only information that I wanted to bring out was that homosexuality was deemed a mental disorder, um, and backing that up with scriptures. You know, it says in 1973, the American Psychiatric Association removed the diagnosis of homosexuality from the second edition of its Diagnostic and Statistical Manual (DSM). Uh, this result this resulted after comparing competing theories, those that pathologized homosexuality and those that uh, viewed it as normal, and pathologized. That just means regard or treat as psychologically abnormal or unhealthy, and which it is. Um, it says, in an effort to explain how that decision came about, this paper reviews some historical scientific theories and arguments that first led to the placement of homosexuality in DSM-1 and DMS-2, as well as the alternative theories that eventually led to its removal from DSM-3 and subsequent editions of the manual. So, and you can, just I think I typed in homosexuality in the DSM book, and this website was like one of the first ones that popped up. Um, so you can read for this on your own, but this one's funny. It says theories of pathology. These theories regard adult homosexuality as a disease and conditions deviating from normal heterosexual development. The presence of atypical gender behavior or feeling are symptoms of the disease or disorder to which mental health professionals need to attend. These theories hold that some um, internal defect or external pathogenic agents causes homosexuality, and that such events can occur pre or post natally. Um, yeah, and then it gives examples right here. It says theories of pathology tend to view homosexuality as a sign of a defect or even as morally bad, and it is. Because anytime you want to, you look, if you're a man and you look at another man and you want to treat him like a woman, or you want him to make you feel like a woman, that's that's a defect. That's a sign of a defect. Something's wrong with your psyche. You know, with some of these theorists being quite open about their belief that homosexuality is a social evil. For example, blah blah blah. It says, I have no bias against homosexuals. For me, they are sick people requiring medical help. Still, though, I have no bias. I would say homosexuals are essentially disagreeable people, regardless of their pleasant or unpleasant outward manner. It says their shell is a mixture of super super solicitousness, which means behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others. And, this is the part that, I really wanted to extract. It says their shell is a mixture of superciliousness, which means that they believe that they're superior to others, fake aggression, and whimpering, you know? That's with their lisp and their, fake aggression, the whole manner that they put on themselves. And it also goes, it says, like all psychic masochists, which means a person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation. Like you got those dominatrix. It it's really weird, man. They are subservient when confronted with a stronger person, merciless when in power, uh, unscrupulous about trampling on a weaker person. Unscrupulous means having or showing no moral principles, no honest or fair, and that lines up with Romans 1:26. All right, you can say that Paul was a psychologist, man, because when you here, let's add him online. Because when you go into the etymology of that word, psychology, 1650s study of the soul, and we are psychologists, man. Because that word psych goes back to breath, spirit, or soul, and then ology, of course, the study of. You know, but let's see. It says later in a first recorded study of the mind in 1748. And that's how Esau desynthesizes that morality of it, is he comes up with a new word and places on it to give off a different vibration. So instead of psychology meaning the study of the soul, now it means the study of the spirit. And but Paul was a psychologist. He knew how to study a man. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to get this first. This is the book of Sirach 19, and I'll start at 29. It says, a man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him. So you can tell, a man, by his look, his, body language, and one that hath understanding by his countenance. So, you can tell people are nervous if they're fidgeting with their hands a lot, put it in their pockets. If they got a whole lot of nervous twitches, or if they're grinning a lot and they're laughing a lot. You can tell people's motives just by different gestures and stuff that they do. It says, when thou meetest him, a man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is. So if a homosexual is, doing the most, trying to act like a woman, you can tell, man. He's wearing flamboyant attire, his excessive laughter, his walk. That's what gait means, is his walk. He shows what he is, man. So I mean, don't get caught up when I like studying psychology. It's very it can be stressful sometimes looking at these big words, but just look them up, break them down, and then you get an understanding of it, and then even go into the etymology of it. But like I said, Romans 1:26 lines up with whatever this individual did, or whoever this individual was when he said right here. Uh, it says they are subservient when confronted with a stronger person, merciless when in power, unscrupulous about trampling on a weaker person, which means having or showing no moral principles, man, because they don't. It says, Romans 1:26, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of a woman, of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, all right, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet, all right. So that's talking about homosexuals, man and women. Doesn't matter which gender. It says Romans 1:28, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient. Let's just look up this word reprobate. Latin word adokimos, which means synonyms: reprobate, castaway, rejected, not standing the test, not approved, properly used of, well, no, that's not it. That which does not prove itself such as it ought, unfit for, unproved, spurious, reprobate, not being what it purports to be, false. Strong's definition: unapproved, rejected, by implication, worthless, literally or morally, castaway, rejected, reprobate. So the Most High gave them over to that reprobate mind. So, the argument, which later, down here says that, they were born that way. Well, the Most High gave you over to that mind. So what are you going to do about it? It says, being filled with all unrighteousness, no morals, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High. That's why they made the rainbow their symbol, man, because it's mocking the Most High, saying that he won't flood the earth again, because that's what the rainbow was for, was a sign to remind the people of his covenant that he made with the people on earth, that he won't flood the earth again. It says, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, which later on the theories of immaturity, because they're very immature people. It says, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. It says, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do them, but have pleasure in them that do them. So not only do they, that's the first thing that's brought up when you're debating, if homosexuality is, morally right or, morally bad, or if there's nothing wrong with it. People go straight, automatically they think of the Bible, that scripture in Leviticus, all right? I don't even have to bring it out, because they know that this is wrong. But you have to continue to bring out this information, because on the other hand, they're protesting for every little thing that offends them. But when I try to, upload this information in the most respectful manner as possible, I get deemed as hate speech. 1 Corinthians 6:9, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Now let's look up, some of these words. Fornicators. That's where you get the word porno, from pornos. A man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire. A male prostitute. A man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse. A fornicator. And that also includes having sex with with another man's wife. All right. Let's go on. Idolaters. A worshiper of false gods. Because that's you cheating on the Most High. Adulterers. That's also, sleeping with another man's wife. And here's the real hitter. Effeminate. Malakos, which means soft to the touch, in a bad sense. Effeminate. Catamite, boy kept for homosexual relations with a male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness, a male prostitute, So that cuts to that whole queer thing too. All right, like they act effeminate, but yet they don't claim that they're gay. Just act like a man, dude. Abusers of themselves with mankind. One who lies with a male as with a female. Sodomite, homosexual. So, no, it's not morally right, according to the Bible. This is Jude 1-7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah. Do I have to read the story about Sodom and Gomorrah? You can find it in the book of Genesis. And the cities about them in like manner. So not just Sodom and Gomorrah, but anyone that holds themselves, any city alike, like that are doing the same practice as them. And those practices included homosexuality, pedophilia, bestiality, orgies, so on and so forth. Giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. But the whole flip side to it, addressing the others' stance and why they took it out of the DSM book, is because they said, let's see, I think it was like the last one. It says APA's 1973 diagnostic revision was the beginning of the end of organized medicine's official participation in the social stigmatization of homosexuality. Similar shifts gradually took place in the international mental health community as well. In 1990, the World Health Organization removed homosexuality per se from the international classification of diseases. But they try to say that they basically normalized it. But you shouldn't follow a multitude to do evil. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.